Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your man, the Grass Ninja. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going in depth on all of the symbolism behind Sarada's Mangekyou Sharingan, where Kishimoto could possibly take this. We're going to cover everything that Kishimoto likes to grab inspiration from. So we're going into Buddhist texts, we're going into Hinduism, we're going to be tackling some of the Shinto lore, we're going to basically grab all the gods and figure out who's connected to who and how this applies to Sarada's MS. Now, do me a favor, like up this video, man. This took a ton of work, okay? This is gonna be a long one. There's tons of research that went into this. There's tons of stuff I have to spit out into this microphone. So do me a favor, hit that like button, because even though it's like a 20-minute video, it's probably gonna take hours to edit. Now, when we talk about Sarada's MS, right? Well, let's just plain and simple, just take a close look at it. It looks like what? We have a circle with triangles. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles, okay? Now, a lot of people like to think of this as a star. This looks like a star or a sun. Maybe she's got some kind of fire, a Materasu-like thing, right? Let's look at it like that. 8-pointed star. Let's start simple, okay? Now, if we take the 8-point star and we look at the meaning or the symbolism behind the 8-pointed star, we can find a bunch of stuff, okay? Now, 8-pointed stars, also known as octograms, right? 8-pointed stars are ancient symbols that were used by many cultures all over history, right? Many different purposes for this 8-pointed star all throughout history, like the Hindus, the Buddhists, the Chinese, the Babylonians, Native Americans, Christians and Muslims, like literally everybody made use of this symbol at one point or another in history. Even today, even now, we have like neo-pagans and Wiccans and all sorts of people in the modern age still using this symbol for stuff, okay? So, when we talk about the 8-pointed star and how it's supposed to apply to Sarada, the only places we can really look is where Kishimoto likes to grab his inspiration. So, when we're looking at Kishimoto and all of the stuff he's been working on, right, I can tell you one thing. He's got fascination with Shinto lore, Japanese mythology. He's got a fascination with Buddhism and Hinduism, and for some reason, in Boruto and anything after Naruto, the number 8 became so much more significant to this man, okay? Now, I'm not just like, oh, look at like even like throughout Naruto, the number 8 just popped up for whatever reason. Minato's seal on the Nine Tails. This was like the opening crawl of the manga. The 4th Hokage saved the village from a fox spirit. Sealed them within a baby. That baby is the tail of Naruto Uzumaki, right? The 8 tetragram seal. And then we have the Hyuga clan. Whenever they decide to use the 8 trigrams, whatever, we get to see the yin-yang symbol pop up on the floor or whatever. And then we jump a little bit further, you've got the 8 tails teaching Naruto how to master Jinchuriki power, and then we've got Kishimoto ending Naruto, right? And then goes to start Boruto, or at least passes Boruto off to Ikimoto and Kodachi, so he can work on Samurai 8. And guess what? In Samurai 8, the main character's name is Hachi Maru. It literally means 8. Right, he's like the 8th born in this set of like octuplets, and then his master's name is Daruma or Dharma. Okay, and then when we get to Boruto, Ishiki pops up with an eye that nobody ever names that symbols or resembles the Dharma chakra, which is the 8-fold path. So Kishimoto's trying to tell some sort of story with the Dharma, with the karma, with the 8. Sarada's Mangekyou Sharingan pops up as an 8-pointed star, and in Hinduism, the 8-pointed star is to be believed as the Star of Lakshmi. Alright, I'm probably pronouncing everybody's name wrong from this point forward, but let me tell you, we have to jump into this because this is super interesting. Lakshmi, sometimes spelled as Lakshmi, she who leads to one's goal, also known as Sri, like as in the Sri Yantra or the Sri Chakra, is one of the principal goddesses in Hinduism, part of the Trinity. She is the goddess of wealth, fortune, power, beauty, fertility, and prosperity. She's associated with the Maya, or illusions. This is the mother goddess, right? Associated with fortune, power, abundance, love, illusions, bro. This is insane, right? So, when it comes to this, right? Lakshmi, right? Along with Parvati and Saraswati, form the Tridevi, or the Hindu goddess Trinity. Okay, so this is the divine trinity of the Hindu goddesses, the Tridevi. Now, when it comes to the Tridevi, the polar opposite or the counterpart to it is the male deity spectrum, the Trimurti, okay, or the Trimurti. I don't know how to say these words. But when it comes to the Trimurti, we have Lakshmi's counterpart, Brahma, which is the Hindu god referred to as the creator, right? This is the creator god within the Trimurti. Now, this is the male trinity, the male divine trinity, which includes gods like Vishnu, the preserver, and gods like Shiva, the destroyer, okay? Now, is Vishnu and Shiva and Brahma or Lakshmi in this case, because Sarada is a girl, so we'd use the girl iteration, Lakshmi, Vishnu, and Shiva, right? Are these characters foreshadowing or setting up something with Boruto? We have Shiva and Shibai, bro. Now, this is insane, because Shiva is supposed to be the destroyer god, right? Ender of times. Vishnu is supposed to be the preserver god. He preserves what's been created. So if Sarada, with her Mangekyou Sharingan and her new powers, wants to become Hokage to create a new future, right, and protect the village and have a new peaceful whatever, Boruto's job, right, he says he wants to be a ninja that can support and protect her dream. He's the preserver. So Boruto is the preserver, Shibai or Shiva, the destroyer, Sarada, Lakshmi, the creator. She might have a creation technique, my dude. We saw when Hagoromo was talking to the infant-tailed beast in that little realm, we saw the Renegon Yagatama pattern spread out, and Hagoromo was sitting in the center of a circle of triangles. 8 shot. Literally, this looks like the realm of creation of all things, or this is the realm he created the Biju in. So maybe Sarada's inherited something crazy broken. But let's jump back into it, alright? Let's jump back into it. Because Brahma, referred to as the creator god of the Trinity, right? He's associated with creation and knowledge. Brahma is prominently mentioned in their creation legends, but he was overshadowed by the other major deities like Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer, as well as Mahadevi. Now we have to jump into Mahadevi, okay, because this is interesting. So he was overshadowed by Mahadevi, because he was part of the original Trinity, and then she took his spot, right? So Mahadevi, also referred to as the Adi Shakti, is the supreme goddess in Shaktism, which is one of the sects of Hinduism, okay? Now, according to this tradition, all Hindu goddesses are considered to be manifestations, just fragments or whatever, of this single great goddess, who's comparable to deities like Vishnu the preserver and Shiva the destroyer, as well as Brahma, okay? Now, Vishnu worshippers, or Vaishnavas, I don't know, considered her to be Lakshmi, right? And then Shiva worshippers considered her to be Parvati or Durga, alright? Now, Durga was a major Hindu goddess worshipped as an aspect of Mahadevi. She's associated with protection, strength, motherhood, and destruction, my dude. She's the god of war. So from Shiva's perspective and from the Shiva worshippers, she's the god of war. But from the Vishnu worshippers, right, also known as Sri, Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance, of wealth, fortune, power, and beauty. She's the goddess of fertility, bro. She's the goddess of illusions. She can literally change up how things look for everybody. She's creating anything right now, you know? So this is insane, right? But let's go into Shaktism, right? What is the Shakti? Mahadevi, or Adi Shakti, right, is the supreme goddess in Shaktism, one of the sects of Hinduism. So Shaktism, right, just like how there's the worshippers of Vishnu and there's the worshippers of Shiva, there's the worshippers of the Shakti. Shakti is the energy or the ability, strength, the effort, the power and capability of one's being. It's the primordial cosmic energy in female form, okay? The Shakti sometimes refers to the wife of Shiva. So maybe Sarada just tapped into some crazy power that's related to Shibai? What? Relax, bro. Kishimoto, don't go there. Now, a few common names for the Shakti are the Mula Prakriti, I butchered it, bro, sorry, meaning the root substance, and the Maha Maya, which is illusion god, bro. So, this is insane, bro, because the Shakti powers the illusions, okay? Now, like we said, Lakshmi can also be referred to as Sri or the Sri Chakra, okay? Now, the Sri Chakra is a form of like mystical diagram, or, you know, the Sri school of Hinduism, right? It consists of 9 interlocking triangles, 4 upward ones, which represents Shiva, the destroyer, and 5 downward ones representing the Shakti, which is the power of the universe, the creator god, right? All these surround the central point, the Bindu, which is the point in the middle. Now, when it comes to the appearance of the Sri Chakra, we have 9 constituent triangles varying in different sizes and shapes. They intersect to form like 43 other triangles organized in these 5 different levels. Together, they represent the totality of the cosmos, and they express non-duality. This is crazy because when it comes to Samsara and Madhura's talking about, he's talking about there's causal relationships, dual nexuses that can't be separated, you know? Non-duality. This is where Kishimoto's taking the story now. Now, in the middle, the power point, or the Bindu, right, represents the cosmic center. The triangles are encompassed by 2 circular shapes composed of 8 petals and 16 petals from the lotus flower of creation. Now, like we said, Sarada's Mangekyou could either be a star, an 8-pointed star, or it could be this 8-petaled flower that holds in the Shakti, okay, which is the power of the cosmic universe, bro. And the Bindu is the cosmic center, which is that dot in the center of her eyes, which, you know, it's wild that Hagoromo was standing in the center of that circle right now. Kishimoto is just goated right now. Now, when it comes to the lotus and its relevance to Buddhists and Hinduism, well, the Hindus revere the lotus with its divines, right? Vishnu and Lakshmi are often portrayed on pink lotus iconographies. Historically, many deities like Brahma and Lakshmi usually sit on stylized lotus thrones. So it could be an 8-petaled lotus flower. We don't know, right? Now, all we know is that this 8-petaled lotus thing brought us back to Lakshmi, and that's from the Sri Chakra. Okay, now when it comes to the Sri Chakra and it comes to Lakshmi, we need to talk about the 8-point star. What do each points represent? Now, the symbol is just an octagram, but each point represents the 8 emanations, the 8 manifestations, the 8 powers of Lakshmi, known as the Ashta, or the Ashta Lakshmi, which translates as the 8-fold Lakshmi. Now, in Buddhism, the 8-fold path is the Dharma wheel. And in Hinduism, right, it's the star of Lakshmi. These are the 8-fold Lakshmi. And it's literally each point emanates power. It emanates the power of Lakshmi. And to emanate means to originate from, or to flow from. So, the 8 emanations, or the 8 powers of Lakshmi, also called the 8 kinds of wealth of Lakshmi, represent each of them as one Lakshmi. So they all have different names. So the Ashta Lakshmi is different. So the Ashta breaks down all 8 powers, right? Now, we have the wealth Lakshmi, which is like the goddess forms of material wealth, right? It's Lakshmi in her form of goddess in material form, right? Now, this is insane because it's depicted as like the Lakshmi Ashtas are like shrines that you can pray to get these blessings and stuff, right? In actuality, these are shrines. But each one of these shrines could be symbolized as one of Sarada's triangles, right? Now, the wealth Lakshmi is Lakshmi in her form as the goddess of material wealth, right? It depicts her in red garments. She has 6 hands. She's carrying the Sudarshana Chakra, which is a divine disc attributed to Vishnu, the preserver, okay? She also has a water pitcher with some mango leaves on it or whatever, or the Armita, which is a pitcher containing the elixir of life, right? Immortality. She also has a bow and arrow. She's also holding a lotus flower, and one of her arms is performing a hand sign or a mudra with coins falling from it. So, Sarada, with this material wealth Lakshmi, she might be able to turn her actual ninjutsu into real substance that couldn't be absorbed because she can make things material. She has the Sudarshana Chakra, which was attributed to Vishnu, the preserver god. So, it's actually kind of wild, bro. Like, the stuff that Kishimoto could do with these ashtas is ridiculous. So there's 8 of them. Sarada has 8 triangles. We have the material one. We have the grain Lakshmi, which is the form of Lakshmi when she presents wealth in the form of agriculture, right? So she can basically like create crops and stuff. So maybe Sarada got like crazy, like powerful wood release or access to all the chakra natures so that she can do some crazy stuff, materializing grain, I don't know, agriculture. There's the elephant Lakshmi, which is giving the animal wealth, like cattle. So you can pray to the elephant Lakshmi, and then you'll be blessed with cattle and animals. So maybe she'll be able to summon like something. She'll have some kind of summonings, like the animal path with the Renegon. We have the Satana Lakshmi, which is the eternal Lakshmi. This is the goddess's manifestation to bestow offspring. So this is the creation of life. In actuality, you would go to this shrine and pray for it so that you could get pregnant and things. But Sarada, when this is shonen and stuff, if we weaponize this, she might be able to use this to recreate lost limbs or heal people or whatever. This shrine is also carrying 2 water pitchers, right? It has a sword, it has a shield, it has a child on her lap, and then she also performs a mudra while holding the child, and the child has its own lotus. So Sarada might be able to create some like mini something or whatever, some life forms, something. She might be able to control life. Who knows? This is the eternal Lakshmi, manifestation to bestow offspring, creation of life. You know, there's the courage Lakshmi or the valorous. So this is basically boosting your morale of your comrades. Sarada is a leader right now, and it kind of draws power from Durga, the god of war. So it's like victory in combat. It creates courage, takes away fear. It's also carrying what's it called? She's depicted on a lion in red garments carrying chakra, a bow, an arrow, a trident, a sword. So yeah, this is the battle Lakshmi right here. She has a victory Lakshmi, which also manifests from the god of destruction or the god of war, the goddess of war. She is she's the goddess of victory, right? So this is the god of destruction right now, depicted with blue garments carrying chakras, a sword, a shield, a lotus, a bunch of stuff. So maybe she has a huge destruction ability to ensure victory. Maybe it's like probability manipulation. Who knows, bro? But then she also has the knowledge Lakshmi. And this is the bestower of knowledge of the arts and sciences. So the goddess will literally, you'd pray to this thing and you would become smarter. You'd be better at studying and all this stuff. But in actuality, if we apply this to Boruto, the goddess bestows the knowledge of arts and scientists. She might be able to learn all ninjutsu, all art forms, and she might be able to break down Amado's technology, any form of science. Like any scientific ninja tool, she'd be able to figure out how to break it down, figure out how to avoid it, recreate it, whatever. Like you can do a lot with this stuff, bro. And this is just the Ashta Lakshmi. Now we do have to tie this into the Shinto aspect of things, even though this is enough, if you ask me. But if you do take into account that Lakshmi is the goddess of love and prosperity and fertility, right? And we take that into account and we look for the Shinto god that represents that, we'll find Kisshoten, also known as Kisshoten, is a Japanese female deity adapted from Buddhism from the Hindu goddess Lakshmi. So yeah, man, my man Kishimoto could do absolute hell of a lot with the Ashta Lakshmi right now. 8 abilities, 8 triangles. Of course, Sarada does have 2 Mangekyou Sharingans, and she has technically 16 triangles. So, what if one eye is the Ashta Lakshmi, and the other eye is a different set of 8-star meaning? Now, when we go back to the 8-point star, right? We know in Buddhism, the Eightfold Path is represented by the Dharma, right? But we also have one of the oldest civilizations back in Babylon, right? Ancient Sumeria, near the Tigris and Euphrates. This is like back in the beginning of civilization, right? The Star of Ishtar, all right? Now, one of the most important goddesses in Babylon's religion, Ishtar, also known as Inanna, was represented by a symbol called the Star of Ishtar. It has a circle in the center with 8 pointed stars surrounding it. Now, Ishtar, who is the symbol of rebirth, war, fertility, sexuality, and lust, was associated with the goddess Venus and Aphrodite throughout history. The Star of Ishtar is one... The Star of Ishtar is one of the 2 main symbols of the goddess, along with the lion, and was used several times with the flag of Iraq back in the 20th century. So if we look into the Star of Ishtar, right, this is actually insane, because if one ability or if one eye is the Ashta, right, the Ashta Lakshmi, and the other is the Star of Ishtar, or the Star of Inanna, right, this would be broken, because I don't have any abilities for it. But when it comes to the Star of Ishtar, it almost exactly identifies, or like it just looks identical. Like, so the flag in Iraq, right? From 1959 to 1963, the Star of Ishtar was it was placed in the middle of the Iraqi flag, right? Now this little star is exactly the dojutsu, okay? Now the Star of Ishtar, or the Star of Inanna, is a Mesopotamian symbol of an ancient Sumerian goddess, right? Now, the Star of Inanna usually had 8 points, though the exact number of points would vary sometimes. 6-pointed stars occurred frequently, but their symbolic meaning was unknown. The 8-pointed star was Inanna's most common symbol, and later times, because the most common symbol of the goddess Ishtar, because Inanna's eastern counterpart is Ishtar, okay? So, it seems to have originally borne a general association with the heavens, right? Back in the day, the heavens was the stars in the sky and the moon and everything, right? Now, it had become to specifically be associated with the planet Venus, which Ishtar was identified with. Now, Venus, the planet, was named after the Roman god Venus, or the Roman goddess Venus, and her Greek counterpart is Aphrodite, and the Greek counterpart, or I guess the Greek counterpart to Lakshmi, is Aphrodite, which means Ishtar and Lakshmi are one in the same if you do the math, alright, transitive property. Now, during later times, right, during later times in the history, slaves who worked in the Ishtar temples were sometimes branded with the seal of the 8-pointed star. Now, if Sarada gets some crazy sealing jutsu where she can brand people with the mark of her Mangekyou, and it can like alter their, or like that's how she can use the abilities of the Ashta on them, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be insane, because we know Fuin Jutsu just completely is like one of the only things you can rely on when it comes to fighting the Otsutsuki. Now, on boundary stones and cylinder seals, the 8-pointed star is sometimes shown alongside the crescent moon, which was the symbol of the moon god, and the rayed solar disk, which was the symbol of the sun god, right? Now, they give us this one picture of like one of these stones, like these boundary stones or these seals, and when I look at this stone and I see Sarada's Mangekyou, the Senreigan, and Ishiki's bro, tell me you don't see that, okay? Anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking, bro. Am I onto something here? I'd love for you guys' help in the community on this, because, like I said, I feel like some weird, like, conspiracy theory crackpot right now. I'm trying to connect all these dots and stuff to Sarada's Mangekyou, and it's been like 25 minutes so far. So, anyway, I've been your man, the Grass Ninja. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, especially if you made it to the end of this one. This is a really long one. Anyway, have a nice day. Peace.